Hi, I'm Tyler Youngs. I'm going to talk a little bit about an amazing system that I found about 8 years ago through doing some research. I was looking for something that was going to be small and compact. Initially, I'd looked at getting like a squat rack, and mainly I just do powerlifting exercises. So I wanted something that was going to keep me from crushing myself to death. And my first thought was a squat rack. And as I researched it, they're pretty pricey. They take up a fair amount of space, and I wanted something that was smaller. So I did some digging, and I found a really amazing product called the FreeSpotter. And the FreeSpotter is, there's these ropes that hang from the ceiling, just like this. And there's your regular Olympic barbell, the 2-inch barbell, not included with the FreeSpotter. But you get your barbell, you hook on the Sherm FreeSpotter right here, and you can move the weight up and down on the barbell independently. So it's not it doesn't come with the drawbacks of a Smith machine where you're going in a linear motion. This allows you to work your whole body, and you get basically a free weight experience. So as you're lifting up, you're pitching and yawing and trying to stabilize the weight, so you get all your stabilizer muscles built up. It's basically a free weight system. But the benefits are, well, there's a lot of benefits, but for me in particular, my biggest benefit was the ability to just, when I'm done using it, I just put it all up and it's out of the way. Now nobody hits their head on it. The space is a usable space if we wanted to use it for something. It looks good. It's clean. There's not a big cage sitting in the middle of my basement. But there are a lot more benefits than that to the FreeSpotter. For instance, let's say I wanted to do some heavy squats or bench press or something, and there was nobody free to help me lift. Well, with the FreeSpotter, you go down, you get to depth, you can't get out of the hole, you just let go. You just let go and you slide out. And I'm going to show in a couple other videos the way that works. But the system, if you walk back up here one more time, Chris, I'll show the way this system works. This bar, you pick up on the barbell, you squeeze the thin bar, and now it's free to move up and down without impedance. So the clamps on the bottom, they really don't do much other than hold the rope. They put a little weight on the rope, and they actually came with different clamps. But like I said, I've been using this system for over 8 years, and the original clamps that came with it, they broke. So I bought these heavy duty clamps that just give a little more weight to the rope. So it's not just me that uses this. My wife actually uses this too. And she's been using it with me for the same amount of time. Sometimes we each use it every day. So I might use it at 5 p.m. and she might use it at noon or something. So it's been used almost every day for 8 years, and I've only had one issue with it. And the issue that I had was easily fixable, and Sherm was great about helping me get it resolved. So, I mean, I can't talk enough to my friends about how awesome it is, and I'm just blown away at how cool it is. Every time somebody comes to my basement, I tell them about it. So let's get to some exercises. The clamps, I don't remember what these clamps are weighted to, but I think the whole system's weighted for like well over 1,000 pounds. The ropes are, I believe, weighted at 10,000 a piece, maybe 5,000 a piece. More weight than I'll ever put on this bar. More weight than probably the barbell can even handle. So I wanted to show real quick how we mounted the ropes within our floor joist for the first floor. We're in the basement right now. I pulled down these panels, obviously, to make room for the weights whenever I do overhead press. So this just sits like this in my basement. But the rope, I actually drilled a hole. I don't remember the diameter, but it's just big enough to fit the rope through it. And the rope goes through it, and then it ties off. And Sherm actually provides a picture of how to tie these ropes with the most secure knot. In 8 years, with moving through 2 or 3 different places now, I've never had a single rope come undone, and I have complete confidence in the ropes. So the ropes are really well designed, and this knot is seriously killer. There are alternative mounting techniques you could use. If you already have a weight cage, I've seen people who have tied their rope off on a weight cage. You could also buy a mounting kit from Sherm's site that he sells to mount it to a beam. I don't know if that stuff was out whenever I bought my FreeSpotter, but I just decided to drill a hole and go through the top. I'm not suggesting this is the way you do it. This is the way I did it. So the trick is this patented technology here that's based kind of like off of a climber's rappelling gear. And when you lift it up, it releases the tension in these clips that allow the rope to go up and down like that.
And there he is. Sure.
Alright, so this is my wife, Christy. She's going to demonstrate how to use the FreeSpotter for some heavy barbell squats that she does. And if you don't mind, Chris, just go ahead and do what you got to do. So the first step, she lifts up, she squeezes, and keeping a tight squeeze on the weight, she goes into the hole to do her squat. Very good. As you can see, the barbell allows her to hit full depth, and when she's done, she just lets go, steps out. Alright, so I loaded a little more weight on here. I'm not super strong, so even though I've been lifting for a long time, this is normally what I do for a couple reps. So same as Christy. Get under the weight, lift it up, squeeze the bar, get in the hole, and back up. And just let go, and the bar catches itself. But what happens if you get under the weight and you can't pick it back up and nobody's here to help you? So with a Smith machine, you could twist the weight, and lock it back in, but you don't get that range of motion like you get on this, and you don't get all the stabilizer muscles that using free weights activates. And with something like a cage, you have to remember to set the bars to the right height, and then you have the loud crashing and potentially damaging your equipment when you drop it. And if you forget to set the bars up, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You could get hurt, you could break your floor or the plates or something. This will save you all that trouble, and I'll show you what it looks like to fail. Same as before, we pick up and squeeze, get in the hole. Oh, you can't get back up, you let go, the weight catches itself. But what happens if you pick the weight up and you feel your shoulder maybe give out or something when you're at the top? What would you do if you were in a squat rack? You would be forced to just drop it and hope that nothing goes bad. But in this, I can pick it up and safely let go of it without worrying about it crashing down on my head and killing me. Just like that. And when I'm ready, I can just walk back up, take my grip. Of course, I could unload the plates.
All right, over my head is not my powerhouse, so I'm gonna try for this. How about that?
All right.
All right, so same thing with Tyler. I pick up, and then I squeeze so that I can move it freely, and then up overhead.
Nice.
And back down. Up overhead. And back down. And
Very good.
I can't do it, and I let go. It stays. Or I can bring it back down.
Nice. But if you fail, you don't die. Even with the clips on the bar.
This
All right,
might
Christy.
be a little bit high for me here. Get this off here. All right, I can't reach the floor like most people. I like to lift weight like this, but it works for me.
As long as you don't fall off the
So,
bench.
Up. Same thing. Down.
Very nice.
And then if I fail, I could let go of it really fast, but that is always scary for everybody weightlifting. But nevertheless, we have had to let go of it really fast.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It does save your life.
I max out with this a lot. I used to. I don't too much anymore. So there's your pull-ups. Your chin-ups too. So let's say you want to remove your barbell for doing something like deadlift. You would pick up the bar, slide it down, slide it all the way down, take off these clips, grab your weights, and lower it to the ground. Now this part, you just squeeze one side, pull the rope out, squeeze the other side. You don't have to pick up at this point. You just squeeze and pull. And then you twist it down, and now you're good for deadlift. So, you do your set. And then when you're done, turn it back over, push the rope through. Same thing. You don't have to pick it up this time. If the bar doesn't have tension on it, you don't have to pick it up. Slide this rope through, and I take the ends because after 8 years, this one was getting really frayed. I think this nylon rope, you can actually burn it, and you won't have that problem. But I just taped it up with some really strong duct tape. Anyway, once you get the bar back down, I like to do this. Most people probably don't, but I'll take all the plates off. So I'll load all my plates on, do my deadlift, and then I take all the plates off except the 45s, because as you probably well know, whenever you have a bar with 45s on it, it's just really hard to sometimes get under it and pick the 45 up, and you end up wrestling with the bar. Sometimes the bar comes out and it's a big pain. So the easiest way to do that for me, I've found, is to pick the weight up like this, and then the 45s will just slide right off. Of course, if you have my 45s are different sizes, so I put the widest diameter 45 in the middle. That way the smaller ones will just slide off easily. Anyway, it's that easy if you want to remove it and do whatever it is you're going to do. Pick it back up and move it back out of the way. I loaded up 395 pounds on this just to show what the system's capable of.
I don't lift this much, but you know, I'm not strong enough, but this is strong enough. So I would have full confidence to lift with this, and potentially more. I'm not so sure about the way that I mounted it, with hanging it from the floor joist like that, but the system itself is definitely strong enough to hold this.
When Sherm and I spoke, and he found out that I'd been doing this, using a system for 8 years, he asked me if I'd record some videos for him. And just to tell you how much I love this product, he offered to pay, and I requested instead that we just do a trade for the dumbbell system, because as you can see, I don't have the dumbbell system, but I love doing dumbbells. I have a whole bunch of dumbbell stuff over there. So I like this so much, I didn't even want to be paid. I just wanted the other system so that I could do that.